Alright, I'm getting ready to go live. I'm just going to find some space images up here. I tried to fix my art studio a little bit better than I had before. So, I think this might work. But I decided, my husband was telling me since I'm on every platform that sometimes you excel in one and not the other. So, maybe over here is my time to shine. I don't know. But either way, I'm here. My day's been exhausting. I had to clean up after my animals and do some laundry. I gotta do some more laundry later. Just the usual thing that you do when your husband's always at work or doing stuff. I'm trying to get space images up here. I would like them to turn out the way they are, but sometimes this doesn't work out for me. Let me get some different ones to work with. Ooh, they got NASA gallery. What's more better than the space images from the NASA gallery? Okay, I got one. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is really cool. This image of space. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me flip this camera over. Yeah, right there in the middle. That's the image of the day from NASA. I'm gonna see if I can even do like anime pick with that. I feel that would be good, and it looks so interesting. And these days, they're finding so many things with that James Webb telescope and stuff, and between Hubble and all that, it's exciting. It really is. So I'm gonna do that. And I do have my tarot cards with me also. So if you guys want some tarot card readings, that's fine. But I got the NASA image of the day that I'm going to try to sketch out. Because NASA is the space go to. If you want to know anything about space, look up NASA stuff. Because they're there, they're sending all those things up in space, so they would know the images better than any of us. And I've had a lot of people that were very religious tell me that space doesn't exist. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I feel space does exist because how are we standing and how does it explain? Just like they used to tell, like the different when all the different people that was coming up, saying the Earth was not is round, and they would saying it wasn't. So why not? Why couldn't there be a bunch of space? But a lot of religious folks will sit there and tell you that there is no space. It's just a face, a host, And it's like, okay, if it is, what? Then how do you explain everything around us? So I believe there is space. Okay. It smells like fruit. Uh, that is funny. That is really funny. You are funny. I would too. But yeah, religious, sometimes I don't have anything against religion. I really don't. I think religion makes us all nicer. I really do. I think religion was created to make us all nicer because religion didn't exist in the medieval times, like early medieval times. They created a church because people were just not nice. They were just batshit crazy. And this is true facts. They honestly were. They weren't right in the head sometimes. So that's what they did. They tried to make people be a little nicer. And back then, they just wanted to torture each other, it seems. Alright, this picture of the day. I'll show you guys now they got more of an audience here. Let me pull this here. This is the image of the day with NASA. I'm gonna see what I can do with it, but it's probably gonna be more anime form. So it is what it is. Alright, let me see this one. It's vitamins. Okay. Vitamins are good. Hello. How you guys doing? I'm gonna try to sketch this a little. Get this, but if I gotta do an anime form of this, that's okay too. Alright. It's like a cloud of electricity almost. I guess that's where we're at with this. I'm just gonna sketch this out with the yellow over here. I've kind of learned to freehand sketch in my life. I feel it's sometimes better to do this. Alright, now I sketched out that, so I'm just kind of like starting at the edge here. And then this part is more of the red, but I'm going to make it a green because of this. And that's okay. And then when I paint it, I'm going to like put the other stuff in it too. I wonder what this is. Looks like cold fusion to me, honestly. If I was to depict anything, just the reaction of this and how it's moving around, that's the only thing it could be. But we live in a very uncertain world these days. Alright. And you just kind of want to swirl around and give that a thing because it's like going all over the place. Yeah, I'm going to say cold fusion if I had to say anything about this one. And the whole inside of this is blue. So I'm going to shade this in blue and sketch that out. And then start doing that. So we're going to just do all the shadings inside of blue. Because it'll take the paint and it'll mix in. So this will be a really good, better day for me. But it does seem like a reaction. And they do, it's sad. I know I've said this in other live streams that Stephen Hawking had to die before all this happened with the James Webb telescope. He would have been so excited, and I swear he would have been like a lead researcher. They even mentioned that when they came up with the telescope. How they really wish they actually looked at a lot of his people that was working with him and the scientists to help them because it was exciting and the people from Harvard even accredited him And it's sad that when people die, all of a sudden they find out what you say is true. That's the sad part about it all. But what are you gonna do? I guess that's life. Alright. Alright. Now I am going to start sponging this out. Because everything else is going to have to be with paints. Let's see what I got here. Alright, what are Sagittarius next action? Outlast. Fight. Alright, do you want to know, like, if he's gonna break up with you, or is this like a boyfriend-girlfriend type thing? Oh, okay. I could do a pathway on your relationship, but I cannot tell you what he's gonna do. He could take the high road or the other road, which isn't so nice. And that's completely his choice, so sad to say, but hopefully the Sagittarius takes the high road. But people do fight. They say if you don't fight, you don't love each other, but if you fight about certain things all the time, it could mean you're incompatible. I did learn that through psychology. I like to seek science and psychology to kind of know how we act as humans and what makes us tick as humans. Because to me, I feel that's a lot better than trying to listen to a bunch of dead people that have no clue and haven't had a relationship for a long while. But I'll see the energy field around that whole situation that I can. Alright, you got a waxing crescent moon, and this just talks about faith. It's not terrible. And surrounding that is a new moon of Virgo, which means to alleviate the situation, one person has to give rather than take, which means somebody's being selfish. And then you got a super moon, which means emotions are just running high. You're angry, you're sad, you're everything. I feel that one of you is being selfish, and that's what's causing the fights. One person wants it perfect, and the other person's is not living in reality, and the other person is. And in psychology, we call this the superego. When somebody has a superego, they don't believe in compromise. And that's the thing. I don't know how mature this person is. With maturity comes where you're able to compromise and everything else. I have no clue. By the looks of it, no. And by the looks of it, it seems like he's not even interested in anything but just maybe sex in a relationship, and then when it gets a little bit too heavy, he just dips out. That's all I'm picking up. Those are what I like to call the fly-by-night people. They come by and they fly through, say hello, and they leave. So that's how. Oh, hello, Karan. How are you? That's what I like to call those kind of people. So he could come by. Maybe if he runs out of money or wants sex, he'll come by. I don't know. And then comes the question, possibly, do you think you could do better? So, if you think you could do better, you probably can. So I say try to do better if you can. Let it go. Tell him, you're not going to be a doormat. It sounds to me like his superego wants you to be the doormat and he wants to go about and do his business. And I have two sons. They have done this to women before. They have. And women have done it to them. But this is what I call what happens when you have a superego. So, and that's what many psychiatrists say about it also. So it's not just me. My friend AC's, what is this? Manifesting me. Oh, you're welcome. I hope I was a help. And honestly, I guess I'm a little bit of a chauvinist towards men. Women could do a lot. And we don't need the men. We don't. You could do things on your own, and you got to find your own self because these days, a lot of times men just want to go their own way and use you. And it's not right. So, have faith. If I could do this at 50 and have went through bad stuff and get through things, I know you can. Alright, and Quran. If someone's manifesting you, you can block it. Do you know how many people have manifested me? Probably more than I'd like that to happen, but you could block the energy of this manifesting. Just because you manifest something does not mean it's going to happen. You can try to get the energy for it to happen, but if you block it, it cannot touch you or hurt or affect you at all. I will tell you that about manifesting. Everybody kept saying if you manifest it, it's going to come. Not always. When you're manifesting a relationship, it all depends on the other person and if it's compatible. Just because you think it and you do all the manifesting doesn't mean it's going to come. So if you do not like this person that's manifesting you, my friend, you can literally block it. And you just block it by you put all your, when you meditate or go to sleep or whatever you want to, how you meditate. I am going to do your reading too, Karen. I'm just letting you know how to do this. I just like to try to be useful. But anyways, today the NASA's photograph of the day. I got to show you this Quran. This is the astronomy photography of the day. That is what it is. I believe that's cold fusion. So. Oh, misunderstanding. Oh, okay. I get people saying people are manifesting people up here. Alright, well, what did you want to know about that situation, I guess? But you might get someone that manifests you, Karan, you never know. You seem to have good energy where people want to come by and associate with you a lot. This is totally possible. Alright. Put some blue in here. I guess cold fusion has blue. So do you believe space is real, Karan? I was starting this about space. Some people say that space is not real. And some people think it is. I think it is. What is she thinking regarding me? What she wants from me? I could do pathway. But yeah, these spiritual people keep telling me that I'm crazy for believing in space. I think they're crazy not to believe that there's not other planets out there or other life. I don't know what you guys think about it. I believe that there is other universes and maybe and I believe God's in the black hole because where else could he be? That damn black hole in the Milky Way controls the entire universe, and somehow we don't get sucked into it. I think maybe we're just one of his favorites or something. I couldn't tell you. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. We're all wrong. So I thought you were regarding about space. I be always about space. All right. Oh, ooh. Okay. My face itched me. All right, you got a balsamic moon. And this just means it's a healing time. I think it's a healing time for this other person, and possibly both of you. Like there was something that I feel there was something that happened to that person, and they're really lonely. That's what I'm thinking of. And then you got a blue moon, and this is just talking about believing in impossible. And a full moon in Aries. That's not good. This is usually when arguing and stuff happens. I'm not I'm not getting a bad nor good thing. I just think this person has been through a lot of stuff and might be just trying to cling to you, if that makes any sense. But that person needs to get themselves together. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't, I don't know, I would not deal with it if it was me crying. It just doesn't, it seems like that could be trouble for you. So, I wouldn't trust it. And I don't trust a lot of things, trust me. Not at all. Alright, all this cold fusion in here is blue. So I'm just gonna blot in this and then just try to where the picture of the day. I should go to the picture of the day and paint that. It would probably be more symbolic since I be loving space stuff. I really do. Space is like my favorite thing. I love it. Space could answer any question you want. Where the creator is, energy, all kinds of stuff. And space is where it's at. They do say Stephen Hawking, he was an atheist. And when he studied enough about space and his deathbed, they say that he said there was an existence of God. And the God, when he studied science enough, he found God. I don't know if it was a rumor or not, but this is what people are telling me. They heard it from somewhere. And if that's true, maybe he's right. Maybe because he was studying multi-universes, maybe he realized some of these led to God. I couldn't tell you, but I'm thinking possibly that could be how it went. So that's all I'm saying. It could be, maybe not. But I wish I could have met Stephen Hawking when he was alive. He seems like he would be a really cool person to hang out with. All that knowledge. He was so important. And then I had a resident at my work, and and he knows that my obsession is space, and he told me Stephen Hawking had a wife, and she would have him like crawl up the stairs, and she literally, because obviously he was in a wheelchair, he couldn't move, but I guess his wife literally would tell him to get up, and they would and wouldn't baby him, and he'd go up the stairs and crawl up the stairs from his wheelchair. I mean, I guess I could see that, but he did end up having a wife. I mean, hopefully she realizes what kind of talented man he was, because he is very talented. So smart. People like that come once a lifetime. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I put blue with that white. That's okay. I'm trying to get these streaks in here to kind of show I don't know what this is. This astronomy of the day. It's something. I'm trying to get all these energy flares in here. I probably should take this here, put it on this side, and go up like this to show this energy flare going up. More like this. Alright. This is very exciting. I can't believe I didn't think of this earlier. I'm gonna put all these energy flares in white, and then put some of them with red because it has a little bit of red in them. But I'm gonna put that in later. I feel that would be better for the whole picture because it's like comes in. I just wonder what this is. It says discover the cosmos. Each day, different image or photographing fascinating universe. This feature, along with a brief explanation by a professional astronomer. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out what this is from the professional astronomer. I feel I was an astronomer in a former life because of all of my interest in space. I really do. I have interest in space like crazy. This is what I do in my spare time. I'd be looking at space stuff and everything else. It is really fun because you got to know what shapes your world. And you got to know what brings your world. And honestly, psychology is good for finding out what's in your world around it. Because sometimes you just got to know these things. Honestly. I think it started with, well, when I was younger, and then when I was older, the black holes were an issue. I was like, WTF? I'm like, what is up with these holes? And then I had to find out more about it, and then that's when I got acquainted when I was younger with Stephen Hawking and became such a fan of him because he is wonderful. If you want to learn about things like that, he's just a very smart, wonderful man. That and Einstein, I do have an appreciation towards him also. Einstein's very important of the in the universe also. He did a lot. This isn't gonna look exactly like that because they have the HDR thing from actual space. But I'm gonna do my best to get to some of this because there's a tiny bit of red, and I'm wondering if I could just stick a little red in there. little tubey things. Stick that there. It's around here. There's just a little red. And I'm putting the top on right away because in my mess of things, I always lose things. And there's just a little bit red around this area. I want to say this is electromagnetic cloud. That's kind of what it's looking like to me. It really does. It looks like that. Where it has density and it has so much electricity going through it. That's kind of how it goes. I'm going to leave the space around it dense because I feel it would look nice dense. I'm going to start doing these defining lines here. Okay, that message was restricted, so that means YouTube did not like the question. And folks, if I don't get the question, that has nothing to do with me. That's YouTube and YouTube policies. And I guess in a sense I work for YouTube. So it's going to happen. So I guess rephrase your question. I guess we'll go with that. Because sometimes if YouTube doesn't like the way you phrased it or whatever, this is what they do. And I've learned to live with that. I was literally going through all these videos from last year that I did on Facebook, and they had me putting accepting changes, and some of them they added and put ads behind them and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was doing that with like 100 videos on Facebook. And I was going to honestly go over there and stream, but after dealing with all that, I was exhausted. And honestly, this is the platform I'm doing the best on. So if I have to do a bunch of like clerical work, I like to call it, I just don't go on. Or it has to wait. They're very big on their books over there, I will tell you that much. I appreciate them. I really do. I don't think I would have got this far without Facebook because that's where I got my start. So I always give them credit because sometimes when you're starting out in social media, TikTok and Facebook are very influential in helping you out. And they really are. And it's, and I know everybody hates on them, but they do help out new people. They help out new artists. MGK was over there before he got like really famous. He was homeless. I don't know if anybody heard that story about him on Facebook, and he would Facebook everyone around Cleveland, and people would have him stay the night and stuff, and he just got real popular in Cleveland. And it was all from Facebook. So, Facebook could be your best friend or your worst enemy sometimes. I mean, it's better to embrace it than to, I guess, having everything go crazy on you. It's way better to do that, in my opinion. I'm trying to do all these electrical things, like the electrical energy wave. I'm trying to put in here. Because they have all these little dots. This has to be an energy cloud. They have some, this got to be nuclear, the way this looks. I would not want to be around this reaction and how it's going. Just the veins in this probably would, this would probably give energy to our entire planet as it was killing us off. That's what this thing looks like. But it is awfully beautiful. But they say that sometimes the most beautiful things are the most dangerous. And this is true facts. This is just what I hear. Okay, this part is supposed to be really bright because that's where all like this spontaneous combustal reactions coming here. So I'm just gonna try to blot this more like a white here. I want to get this nice. And then I gotta put all these little white dots in here because it calls for white dots for the astrology picture of the day. So that'd be fun. I'll do my astrology picture of the day over here and make it more fun. No, you don't like Facebook. I honestly don't. I don't hate or dislike any social media. I feel it all has good and bad. I mean, over here on YouTube, there's really no bad to it. Facebook, there's a lot of scammers. I will admit that. I do like them, but there's a lot of scammers. It's a way of getting a hold of people, but then at the other hand, there's a lot of scammers. So you got to, I guess, give the good and the bad. But I've came in contact with people I haven't seen from years. A childhood friend of mine when I started digital creating over there, and she lives in Colorado now. And by the time I got a hold of her on social media, she was around me and then moved to Colorado. So, and she a lot of times looks at my videos to see how Ohio's doing. But a lot of people don't like Facebook. I don't mind it. I like it. I'm always, it helped me out. MGK still has a love for Facebook. It just, it's what you make of it and how you use it. But I don't mind it over there. I know eventually my husband's talking crazy talk like I gotta get my real name off Facebook if I get real popular. And I said I don't know if this is gonna come an issue, but he's talking about people might try to come and get me eventually, and some people are crazy like that. I don't know. Just a bunch of crazy talk. And he said sometimes they stalk you on Facebook, and since I'm Meta certified, I have my real name on there because you have to be Meta certified. And he said that he got to see what he could do to get rid of that. And I was like, I don't think you can. But that's between him and Facebook, I guess, eventually. But I do have my little friends over there that I like. I have other creators that I'm friends with. And I probably always will be friends with them. And I do try to support them as much as I can. I don't know how I got, I mean, just one day, YouTube's gave me a live button when I really didn't even have any qualifications for it. It was weird. I went with it. I didn't. I looked at the requirements, but I figured maybe that it was a sign that they liked my live streaming or I fulfilled some other qualifications. So I just started coming over here. And and the crazy thing is, I got 6,000 people following me, but other people that I started with are going further in Facebook than me. But I seem to do better on YouTube. And a lot of people tell me that's actually a good thing. So I'm vibing with it. I'm over here most of the time. I do a lot of my promoting over there between there and Instagram and TikTok. because they're still my people. I don't have a lot of people over there. I mean, subscribers they say are worth more than followers. I only got like 640 followers on TikTok, which really isn't a lot. On Facebook, I got 6,000. So I don't know how that happened, but I got 6,000 over there. All right. Well, the picture of the day is done for NASA. It's just supposed to be a one big energy cloud. So I'll put that in my pile. And I'm going to do another one. And find some more space images. Alright, let me see what else they have. They had the image of the day. Oh, they got NASA Image Library. Oh, Planet Earth, the one thing I cannot draw. Human in space. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to find some other images. Well, at least I got their image of the day. I did get that. But I'm gonna take a small break, and I'll be back, and I'm gonna look for another image. And I usually come over here more than I do other platforms. So I don't know. Give me like an hour or so, and I'll be back. So I'm gonna do 2 streams today since it's my day off, and I appreciate all you guys. I do. I feel flattered that all you guys like me enough to subscribe to me because if somebody's nice to you, it's not expected. They're nice to you or they're not. That's how life is. So I appreciate that you guys are nice to me and you like me. So give me about an hour. I'm gonna do a couple things, then come back and do another space image because I'm trying to paint planet Earth, and that is really, really hard. And I need more practice. I really do. So I am going to end this, and I will be back.